You try that with Greta, our front desk person. Greta has calm assurance of one thing. She knows me, you don't. She's my friend and I care about her, you're not. Any fool that ever bribed, badgered, or threatened the receptionist to try to get to the boss is just stupid. Same thing is true in advertising when you assume that that decision maker must be reached at all cost and that you have to reach that decision maker or you're wasting your time. You see, McDonald's didn't do that. McDonald's didn't target the person behind the wheel of the car, the decision maker who decided what drive-through to pull into. They targeted the kid in the back seat, the inside champion. You see, McDonald's said, hey, we're going to reach these kids on Saturday morning and we're going to talk to them about how we believe there should be a toy with every hamburger. And so the kid knows the decision maker, and the kid will fly into action as our champion when the decision maker is about to make a decision. You don't have to reach Papa behind the wheel. You reach the kid in the back seat, you're fine. The term is called realm of association. Let's say that you decided you could only reach 10% of your city with your ad budget, but you're going to own that 10%. And let's say that all these decision makers weren't necessarily in that 10%. Every person, each of us, has a realm of association of 250 friends, family, co-workers, people that we associate with on a daily basis. 250 people care enough about you to come to your wedding, come to your funeral, or have a first-name relationship with you, care what you have to say, ask about your well-being, listen to your advice. 250 people, and they have that kind of relationship into your life. Now, if I reach 10% of the city but I don't reach you, I've still reached 25 of all your friends. I've reached 25 of your closest friends. I've reached 10% of the 250 people in your realm of association. If I say the right thing, guess what? The right message somehow always finds its way to the right person. That's what word-of-mouth advertising is. Word-of-mouth advertising is the result of someone, anyone, being deeply impressed. The goal is to impress deeply. If you are not committed to learning how to impress deeply, please do the world a favor and do not pursue a career in this business called advertising. Now, it is a myth that the decision maker is the only one who matters. The truth is, decisions are seldom made in a vacuum. Most common mistake number 10 is event-driven marketing. It's one more grab for instant gratification. The problem is, when the event is over, the message of the ad that promoted that event is erased and deleted from the mind. No one can remember an ad for an event that is over. It's because when the ad is no longer relevant, when the time limit has expired, when the sale is ended, the ad is gone. Now, you know, before you ever run the ad, that one person out of 200 would be the most you could possibly hope to attend your special event within the time frame that you're advertising it. If one person out of every 200 people reached by your advertising attended your event, you would probably have to hire a traffic cop. That means 99.5% of all your dollars in advertising went down the toilet to no avail. The investment will have no long-term result, because the only people that it mattered to were the people willing to respond right away. When there is artificial urgency pumped into an ad, when there's a time limit, when the ad expires, so does the advertiser's investment. When the sale is over Saturday night at 9, so is all memory of the ad. If you have patience to wait for the harvest to come in, you will not fill ads with artificial time limits. My question is this: the advertising schedule should always be exactly for the term the advertiser plans to stay in business. If the advertiser is truly going to leave town Saturday night at 9 and take his show down the road, then he only needs an advertising plan that lasts till Saturday night at 9. That's true of concert promoters and other special events. It's not true of the grocery store, the jewelry store, the car dealer. Oh, so you're telling me if I don't get there before Saturday night at 9, I can't buy a truck from you? If I don't need a truck today, I need one in a month or 6 months. It's like, what are you trying to tell me here, bud? I got to buy a truck now or miss my chance for life? You get the point. Most common mistake number 11 is great production without great copy. Production is the artistic appeal of the ad. One of those smooth, clever, classy ads. You see, slick, clever, funny, creative, and different are the adjectives that advertising professionals very often seek to attain to. As a matter of fact, if your ads are slick, clever, funny, creative, and different, you will probably win all the ad club awards. Unfortunately. Those descriptive terms are very poor substitutes for informative, believable, memorable, and persuasive. Most common mistake number 12, and then we're done. This has been a long session. Thank you guys for staying with me. Is confusing response with results. The most important question you will ever ask an advertiser is this: how will you measure success? Will you measure response or will you measure results? You see, if you measure response, if you measure letters in the mail or comments from people, you're most likely going to wind up with ads that are very slick, clever, funny, creative, and different because they're the ones most likely to generate comments or response. If you measure response instead of results, you're very likely to wind up with a little Japanese man and a dog. That's what happened to Nissan. I think the dollars were about $230 million they spent doing a tremendous job entertaining America. Do you remember the little Japanese man and the dog? Didn't sell any Nissans. Nissan sales declined steadily throughout the campaign, but we loved the ads. My favorite, G.I. Joe, downbeat of the drum, opening moment of the ad, falls out of the jaws of the plastic Tyrannosaurus Rex on the top of the boy's chest of drawers. G.I. Joe hits the floor of the bedroom, looks left, looks right, spots a red plastic 300ZX convertible, hops in the convertible, rips right down the hallway, zoom, slides up in front of Barbie Summer Dream House in the bedroom next door. Barbie on the balcony of Barbie Summer Dream House looks down, sees G.I. Joe in the red plastic 300ZX convertible. G.I. Joe looks up, does that eyebrow thing. Barbie steps into the elevator of Barbie Summer Dream House, emerges on the bottom floor moments later as only Barbie can, in an entirely different outfit. Barbie then gets in the red plastic 300ZX convertible with G.I. Joe, just as Ken, that little yuppie pencil neck wuss, steps out onto the balcony of Barbie Summer Dream House. Ken has his sweater sleeves tied around his little pencil neck. I'm thinking, Ken, that's not a cape. You're not Superman. And yes, you've had this coming for the 30 years I've known you, Ken. That's G.I. Joe down there, buddy. And he's got the convertible. Well, to get back to the story, I love this ad. It was no good as an ad, but it was fabulous as entertainment. And so then, Ken looks down and goes, "Oh, no!" Just like that. I always knew Ken had a voice like that. Just as G.I. Joe rams it in first gear, nails the accelerator, goes ripping back out of the bedroom, zooms back down the hallway in the red plastic 300ZX convertible with Barbie at his side, right between the legs of a little Japanese man holding a Jack Russell Terrier. Now I can hear the ad firm now. Now we did some research. Found out that your Jack Russell, that's your hot dog in America right now. America loves a Jack Russell. America loves a dog in general, but especially a Jack Russell. You see Eddie on Frasier? That's a Jack Russell. Now we got you Jack Russell for your little Japanese man to hold. Little Japanese man, he's going to say, dogs love trucks. One problem. Dogs don't buy trucks, little Japanese man. America loved the ad as long as Nissan was measuring response. And as long as their goal was to entertain America, well, they did a hell of a job. But if they were measuring results, it wasn't such a good campaign. Measuring response instead of results is one of the great mistakes of advertisers nationwide. Those are the 12 most common. Try not to make them.